Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Smith's Kitchen. Brian, Mr. Smith Kitchen, as always. And I'm gonna cook some dinner. Glad you stopped by. We cook it together. It's gonna be a really good dish. I think we're gonna do. At least I like all the parts, and it's quick, fast, and simple. We're gonna do a soup, but we're gonna do a chicken tortilla soup. It's got a fair amount of spice in it. I'm trying to remember now where Southern Country Living is where I actually got the recipe from. And it had some quirks in the comments, but I think we can work them out. We'll walk through what those are to begin with, or as we go. And yeah, I mean, but like I said, quick, easy dish, stuff you should either have in your pantry or, you know, you can quick get at the grocery store. It does not cost a lot of money to make this dish. The biggest expense was the chicken. We're going to make it quick by using 2 rotisserie chickens. Takes 5 cups. And everything else is just spices, and chicken broth. But anyhow, that being said, if you're new, welcome. This is your first video. I hope you check out some of my other videos, get something out of this one, and or try this recipe. If you're returning, thank you. If you're one of the many new subscribers, thank you. That's awesome. We are steadily getting out into the algorithm, and you know, our community is growing. So that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends, tell your buddies. Let's build this community, right? We are over 400 subscribers. I'd like to see us get to 5, maybe even 6 by the end of the year. That would be amazing. That means that, you know, I'm doing something right that keeps your guys' attention, and people want to watch. But anyhow, that being said, let's jump on down to the counter and we'll get started on this dish. All right, hold on for me 1 second. All right, we're down here at the counter, stovetop, as the case may be, and only a piece of equipment you'll need with this, other than a spoon, a spatula, something to stir, keep it moving with, so to speak, at the beginning, is a Dutch oven or a small pot, a 6-quart pot, whatever you have available. I have 3 tablespoons of olive oil in here, and what I'm doing is I'm just heating this up. We've got it nice, and it's starting to dance and starting to smoke a little, but not a whole lot. And to that, I'm going to add, I've got 1 large onion cut up right here, just chopped, you know, nothing big, nothing fancy, or nothing small, nothing fancy. And I've got, what is the equivalent of 2 large jalapenos right here. These are from the garden and they're kind of small. So I've got 4. So we're going to put these in, just like such, and we're going to saute these on a medium-high heat for about 3 to 5 minutes. We want to get them loosened up, starting to get translucent. Alright, so we got our jalapenos and our onions been in here sauteing for about 3 to 5 minutes. Next thing we're going to add to this, I've got 3 cloves of, it called for 3 cloves of chopped garlic in the recipe, but I don't like to chop, so I just used my garlic press and took them down a notch. And I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to let this saute for a minute. And I will leave the website I got the original recipe off of. I did change it up a little bit, but not much. But I'll leave the original recipe website down in the description below. Alright, we'll let that go for another minute. So we can get that garlic going, and I can smell it. So the next thing we're going to do is add all this stuff into it. So we're going to put 8 cups of chicken broth in here. Alright, well, and I'm using homemade broth. It would be the equivalent of 1 big box of broth or 2 small. So, but we want 8 cups of broth in here, just like such. We're going to throw everything but the kitchen sink into this bad boy. I have got 1 15-ounce can of just plain old whole kernel corn, and I am going to drain a little bit of the liquid off of there, but not much. Put that in there. It did not say to drain it. The only thing it said to drain was the beans. So we'll, but I'm going to take a little bit of it off. I've got 1 15-ounce can of fire roasted tomatoes. We're going to put those in there. And then we're going to add, it said 1 15-ounce jar of tomatoes and peppers, which would be like a Rotel. So it would be 1 large jar of Rotel. I make my own, and those are 8-ounce jars. So I'm just putting 2 of those in there. We're going to add 1 15-ounce can of black beans, and those I did drain. You know, there's no liquid in those at all, which I recommended doing. So, and for the most part, unless it calls for it, like chili, when you make chili, I don't ever rinse or drain my chili beans, but all the same. Let me grab the recipe real quick, as always. All right, I write it down so that way we have it always, and if I want to change it, modify it, I always write it in pencil. We are also going to add to this just some spices. We're going to add, now here's where it got tricky in the comments below this recipe. A lot of people felt it took too much spice, it had too much in it. It called originally for 3 tablespoons of cumin. Now if you like cumin, that's awesome. If you're not a big fan of cumin, I wouldn't go 3 tablespoons right off the rip. I'm going to start with 1.5 tablespoons of cumin. And then it called for a special chili powder, New Mexico chilies chili powder. So what it is it's the New Mexico chili. They're grown specifically in New Mexico. I couldn't find the powder in Newark, Ohio. So I actually had a bag of New Mexico chilies that were dry. So all I did was run them through my little food processor, and I made my own. You could use regular chili powder, but it will change the flavor a little. New Mexico chilies have a very distinct taste, but that's okay if you can't find them. Just use your favorite chili powder. And it called for 1.5 tablespoons of that, which is what I probably got here. So I'm going to start with 3/4 of that, or half that, or 3/4 of a tablespoon. And we'll put that in there, and then it called for 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So we'll go ahead and get 1.5 teaspoons of salt in there. Yes, dear.
It looks good.
Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? And we're going to put 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce in there, which I'll just take the lid off. That's going to take forever. So get our 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce in there, give it a good stir, and that's pretty much it, other than we still have to add the chicken, but we don't add that till the end. So what we're going to do now is quite simply bring this up to a boil, and after we get it up to a boil, sorry, that was quick, I apologize for that. Once we get this up to a boil, we're going to turn it down to a simmer. I'm going to put the lid on it, and I am going to let this simmer for 40 minutes. We're going to really let those flavors all get to know each other. So when I come back, we will add our chicken and talk about what to do after that. All right, see you here in a second. Okay, so we have been simmering for about 40-ish minutes, maybe a little longer, but not by much. So we'll go ahead and turn our heat off. I had to switch things. I'm getting ready to make something else to go for dinner tomorrow. We like to meal prep, so I'll do up a couple dishes at a time. That way we don't have to rush, you know, if need be, if something comes up or whatever. But we have let that simmer for 40 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and remove it from the heat. And then I'm going to go grab something real quick, be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I forgot the star of the show, the chicken. So now that we've got this nice and simmered for 40 minutes, I did taste it for about 20 minutes in to see if I needed to add anything else to it, but right there we are so far. And it didn't need anything more, so I didn't add any spices to it or anything like that. You know, all I did was occasionally give it a good stir while it simmered. And now I'm just going to add my chicken to this, and I have got 5 cups. It's about 2 rotisserie chickens worth of chicken that I'm going to put in here to go with all of this. I'll go ahead and get that in there. Woo, need a bigger Dutch oven. That's cutting it close, isn't it? That's all right though. That's all right. It's not horrible. It didn't overflow. That's the important thing. But it's 5 cups, about 2 rotisserie chickens. I use 2 rotisserie chickens. If you want to take the time to make up chickens, we do that on occasion. Like I know I'm getting ready to make chicken broth, I will put 3 or 4 rotisserie chicken or whole chickens in the oven and cook them, and then that way I can just freeze some, refrigerate some, and I have it ready to go. It's already cooked, for a more quick weeknight meal, so to speak. And buying whole chickens is a hair bit cheaper at the moment than buying a rotisserie chicken, but that's the most expensive part of this dish. Really, you can make this whole dish for, I'm gonna say about 15 bucks, 16 bucks, and well, even if it costs you 20, and you've got a couple meals out of this. So anyhow, what I'm gonna do now is we're just going to let this sit and rest for about 10 minutes. That way it can cool off a little bit, and then when I come back, we can try some. All right, be right back. Okay, we let that rest, and I'm here to tell you, it looks wonderful. The whole house smells just gorgeous. Everybody has been in this kitchen at one point or another to see how much longer it was going to be before dinner was done, because it smells that good through the whole house. So we'll go ahead and get us some out, just like such. I'm going to give me a little more broth in there, a little more of the good stuff, just like that. And then I personally am going to put some cilantro on the top, just like that. And I'm just going to take a few of these corn chips, or tortilla chips that I've got crushed up, and crush them up some more on there. Now you could just as easily put slices of avocado, slices of lime, cheese, more jalapenos, whatever you like, but that's what I wanted on mine. That way I could truly taste all the flavors with the chicken in it. So go ahead and move that back. Give you one more good look at that bad boy, because that looks just amazing. And I think we're just going to give this a try. 1 second there, let me get the camera adjusted. Woo! There we are. Now I can see your smiling face. Been waiting for a minute to see it. So let's go ahead and we're going to give this a shot. Get a little bit of everything in there and give it a try. Still going to blow on it because it's still steaming and it's still looking piping hot. Oh yeah. That is a good soup. Like I said, I wouldn't change a thing. That has got an amazing flavor to it, hands down. Yeah, I like it. Nothing is overpowering. You can taste the New Mexico chili powder, you can taste the cumin, you can taste the garlic and the onion. Yeah, and of course the black beans when you bite into them. The fire roasted tomatoes give it an awesome flavor. The chicken is just incredible. I mean, it was tender to begin with because we bought a rotisserie chicken and those are just naturally tender. It's not horribly spicy. I don't think I would go with any more cumin. I mean, if you really like cumin, I mean, we do. We really like cumin. We put cumin in everything. Well, everything that requires it, pretty much. I wouldn't put it in ice cream. But that's got a good balance to it, just as it is, in my opinion. You may want to adjust yours to suit your needs. But give this a try. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you do give it a try. Like I said, everything there you can easily get at the grocery store, except for maybe the New Mexico chili powder. But you can use regular chili powder. Use your favorite chili powder. Or if you have New Mexico chilies at your store, just simply grind them up. Use your food processor. Or if you have a mini processor, use that. I think it'll do well. You could probably even just cut them up into little pieces if you can find just the regular chilies, and put those in there and let them cook down in with it, because you're just looking for the flavor. And if you do that, I would use just maybe one large chili or a couple small chilies, as they come in a variety of sizes in the bag. But either way, but let me know if you do something different. Like I said, comments down below. Facebook, Mr. Smith's Kitchen, we have a group there. You can leave a comment there. Tell us if you tried it, or if you have a recipe you like on your own. And as always, if there's something you want to see me try and make to share with everybody, or you're not sure how to make something that you want to try, let me know and we'll do it here on the channel. I have no qualms with that, no qualms at all. So anyhow, tomorrow for dessert, I don't know. I never do know, but we're gonna figure it out all the same. And I'm sure it'll be good. Probably not very healthy because it's dessert. And we've never done anything healthy for dessert on this channel, although we may try someday, but not tomorrow. But until then, I love you. I love you very much. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tell somebody else that you love them, very much. They may need to hear that. It may make their whole, I guarantee it's gonna make their whole day. It's gonna make you feel better to tell them that. And if you make some of this chicken tortilla soup, they're gonna know, the hands down that you care and that you love them. And they're gonna come back for seconds, and it's gonna make great conversation. You may get a whole evening full of conversation out of a simple bowl of soup and out of a pot that only took 45 minutes tops, and almost all of that was just sitting on the stove. So till tomorrow for dessert, I love you. I'll talk to you then. All right, see you later. Bye bye.